Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be continuing on with the thought of being frugal. And today I want to talk about building a home economy and what it means to me, and how that if you're just starting out as a new homemaker, or maybe you're wanting to be more frugal because you have goals in mind, financial goals, I want to talk to you about things that we have done, and in particular with our food, that has been a driving force to help us to be able to make a plan as far as saving money. So before we get into that, I want to do a little story, and I'm hoping that you all will chime in down below if you all were in this position as well. When I was a senior in high school, I took a class called Home Ec. Now what I want to know is if you all took a class called Home Ec. They don't offer it anymore, and that's really unfortunate because I learned a lot from that class, and it left a lasting impression upon me as a now homemaker. Not so much when I was first starting my career and I was working all the time, I didn't think about it. But I actually look back now and can see how that was really helpful for a young mind to learn about the home economy. So what they taught in that class was that you needed certain skills to help build your economy in the home, like mending clothes and sewing, cooking from scratch, making and sticking to a budget. I mean, it was wonderful, wonderful information, and I'm so thankful that it was still available when I was in school. But what I learned from that class would not really take effect with me until later, and now I draw from that, and I'm trying to build my home economy even now as we speak. So let's talk about the basics of building a home economy and being frugal with your finances. Number one is to try to learn as many skills as possible as a homemaker, or whether you're like us and you have a homestead, try to learn as many skills as possible. So for instance, if you look at it like you have a shirt and it needs mending, say that the hem came loose. So if you know how to sew, then that's a really quick fix and you can be done with it. If you don't, then your only other option is to pay someone to fix it, use it for rags, or throw it away. And so as you can see, if you have the skill to actually do the project yourself, you build your economy because you're not outsourcing those skills to other people or having to buy something to replace what was broken. It's the same thing with working on your car. If you can do those things yourself, it helps to build your economy. But what I want to dive in more today is about the food. Building a pantry or larder, and building a freezer that helps you have a food supply so that you don't have to worry if something happens, you can't get to the store. Or if you're like us and you're wanting to move away from going to the store so regularly. So let's talk about that. If you build up your food storage, you can go a long time without going to the store. Now I know that there are groves of people who build their pantries up for long-term food storage. Like they have 30 years worth of food or something in their pantry. We don't do that. We mostly are trying to get in a place where we can do year to year. So you know, it may look different to you, whatever your goals are as far as building a pantry, but the basics are the same. So we all remember what happened, unfortunately, a few years ago when everything shut down and just kind of suddenly. And it was hard to get to the grocery store. And then when you finally did get to the grocery store, a lot of the shelves were bare and you weren't able to buy the things that you wanted. That's when a well-stocked pantry and freezer will come in a pinch. So it did for us, and it was really nice to not have to worry that we're going to run out of food or anything like that. So here are my tips for building a home pantry. Number one, buy in bulk. I have said that on this channel many times, but it is so cost effective to buy in bulk. You can buy 25-pound bags of rice. You can buy 25 pounds of wheat berries, 25 pounds of oats, 25 pounds of salt, 25 pounds of beans, and I could go on and on. The reason that I am so driven to buy in bulk is, number one, as I said, the cost effectiveness. If you buy 1-pound bags of rice and you buy a 25-pound bag of rice, add up what 25 bags of that 1 pound of rice costs and just look and see for yourself how much money you would save if you just went ahead and bought it in bulk. It does save money. And number two, it saves those trips to the grocery store. So if you have a year's worth of dried goods stored in your pantry, that is that much more food that you don't even have to think about. And you don't have to go to the grocery store or order it or whatever. Once you get it built up, you can just work through it and then restock as you run out of things. Now, we like to get the food safe buckets, 5-gallon buckets with gamma lids, and we put all of our dried goods in those. And it's just a really good way to store it, because if you store grains and dried goods properly, they have a really long shelf life. So you don't have to worry if I don't get, I can't get through 25 pounds of rice in a year. No problem. It'll be fine as long as you have it stored properly and critters can't get into it and it's not getting too hot or drawing moisture or anything like that. So those are things that we do. We stock our pantry with, and that are dried goods, canned goods as well. So not only do I stock our pantry with canned foods that I can here, I will sometimes, when they're having a sale on organic canned green beans at the store, I will buy them all and then I'll fill up the pantry or a shelf with those, because I know that they're going to last for a really long time and I don't have to worry about that. And it's just another food source that's on the pantry shelf that will come in handy if we need it. Now, another way to build your home economy through food is building a freezer. So we do raise our own meat birds and we fill our freezer up with those, as well as we freeze things like certain vegetables that we grow freeze better than canning. It's just a preference. Beets is one that I don't like canned, but I like frozen. And so it's one of those things that I like, to do. I also like to fill my freezer with baked goods. So I like to have a big day where I bake many loaves of bread and muffins and things and then put them in the freezer. And that way, if I get under the weather or we're getting really busy with the homestead, I don't have to always be in here every few days baking. So that's another thing that you can do. So if you do decide to build a freezer, there are a few sources where you can buy meat to pack out your freezer. And one of the best is Fed from the Farm. They are like a local farm in the Midwest, not to me, but in the Midwest, but they also ship out, and you can buy lots of pasture-raised meats and organically fed meats, and you can stock up. I think it's maybe not a subscription service, I'm not for sure, but you can build boxes and then have it sent. They even do eggs, I think, and so it's really cool. And you can build up your freezer that way. Or you can just buy meat when it goes on sale in your local grocery store and pack it out with that. We've done that in years past, and it's just nice to have it already put up. I will tell you, if you are going to build a big freezer like a deep freeze, get a generator, because if the power goes out for an extended amount of time, you're probably going to lose all that food. we bought a generator just for our freezer because I can't even imagine losing all of that meat that we processed and all those veggies that we, you know, vacuum sealed and put in there. That would be terrible. So we try really hard to keep an eye on our freezer, make sure it's working properly from day, you know, at least once a week, check it. And then if the power goes off, it gets plugged in immediately to the generator to make sure we don't lose any of our food. So those are ways that you can build your home economy with food, but we can branch on just a little bit and talk about other ways that you can build your home economy. One that I am really interested in and I'm going to be working on this year is building a home apothecary. So you can forage for wild herbs or you can grow your own, and you can make tinctures and teas and different things out of those that can really supplement your medicines that you buy. I know with us, we both have like allergies and things from time to time that we will end up taking Robitussin if we have a cough or some kind of sinus medicine, and we really want to try to get away from that if we can, and use herbal tinctures and medication or herbal teas for that. So this year is going to be big for me getting into that, and of course I'm going to take it along with me on that. But building a home apothecary can be a really cost-effective, healthy, and economical way to help your home and be frugal as well, so that you don't have to go to the store and always be buying medications. So that's another thing that you can do. All right, well, I don't want to go on and on about this because I do have other videos planned as far as frugal living and different things like that. But I did want to touch on the home pantry and the freezer, the food storage. I think it's just really important that if you're wanting to be frugal, that you really look into building up a pantry and a freezer, because the least that you have to run to the store, the better. It's going to save you so much money, and it's going to save you time because you don't have to source all these things. It's already in there. Like, I don't have to think about wheat berries for maybe years. I don't know. I may have 2 years worth of wheat berries, and that's what I've been trying to do. I probably got at least a year's worth of rice, and I have probably up to 18 months worth of oat groats to make flake and make oats. And so things like that are really nice to have on hand, and that way you don't have to think about that when it comes time for your grocery shopping. You can just get a few things and it will save on your monthly bill. All right, well, that's it for today's video, just talking about building the home economy, and we will dive into this further in upcoming videos and talk about how you can do other things to build your home economy. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're brand new here, please hit that subscribe button. We make 2 new videos every single week, and we sure would like to have you follow along with us. All right, well, that's all I have, and we will see you on the next video.